Hey guys, happy Saturday night. Oh, I am so happy that we are at the end of the day and I have a bunch of hours here to just relax without having to interact with anybody, which I'm sure a lot of you ladies can relate. And guys, I love my family, and I have a hard time when I don't have long stretches of time where I can just think without interruption, and you know, and that's on me. But whew, and I was up at 4:30 this morning. I did get about 5 hours sleep, which is not bad, but I was up at 4:30 this morning to wake up and get prepped for the farmers market and all that stuff. So I am toasty toast. Hang on, I'm gonna grab another hat real quick for this guy. Thank you. So I'm not even sure if this works for him. It doesn't. All right. So I am here with Ronin. Yay! So I have a good number of subscribers that just love Ronin, and I love Ronin too, and I'm afraid that I may have given the wrong impression in my last video. My last video I was talking about the subject of what if you could only have one reborn, and I said, he was the first one that I said that I would part with, but let's just get one thing straight. I adore this baby, and he is not going anywhere. That video was the scenario if you had to only go to one. And so I tried to walk myself through that. With that being said, all you have to do is watch my channel to know that I have stronger connections with some of my other babies. Now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm working on with him. So just a little preface. This video, I'm just hanging out with my babies, and I just want to talk about what's going on, what I'm thinking about, and just kind of hang out. So I actually almost went live, but I just felt like there'd be pressure. I'd put pressure on myself if people weren't there and blah, blah, blah. So Ronin is just gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I don't know how well you guys can see him. It's nighttime, so obviously we're in artificial light. But even with the artificial light, yeah, I mean, that vein's definitely standing out more and stuff. But yeah, the veins are standing out. His coloring's a little off, but you can see he's got a lot of rich mottling. But his face, you guys, and his hair, let's see. And look at his lips, look at his eyelids, look at his eyelashes, look at that hair, those ears, the mottling on his face, the coloring, the flushing in his cheeks. This is a beautiful, beautiful baby. Yeah, he's just beautiful. I mean, just looking at him. Yeah, we'll stay zoomed in there. If you guys haven't met Ronin before or don't quite remember what his sculpt is, Ronin is the Realborn Clyde Asleep kit from Bountiful Baby. There is a Realborn Clyde Awake, which is a scan of the same baby with the eyes open, and the limbs are the same from what I can tell. Just the face is different because the baby's awake. This kit, this is the second Realborn. Well, he was the first one I had, but I had this Realborn and the Realborn Dominic asleep. And both of those babies had a wide open hand like this. It's very stiff. So I'm not a huge fan of that just because it can be really awkward. I just stare at that hand and it's like a mitt. But then again, the baby can pose theoretically very cute. I think that's kind of how the hands were in the picture or in the scan. So he is a very small newborn. He is recommended to be on a 17-inch body. It's a side, is it? No, it's a front-loading body. And you may have, if you had tuned in before, this body that's on him is too long. It's just too long. And from what I can tell, it's the recommended body. Now, I do need to see if I can find out the measurements. Now you can see I changed okay, I changed his body. I ordered a new body, and I looked at McPherson, and I looked at Dolls by Sandy, and I looked at Bountiful Baby, and I ended up purchasing a body from McPherson because they had I decided to try a 16-inch body, and it looked like the shoulder caps were smaller, were shorter. So his arms, in my opinion, are way too long. You know, like from the shoulder to the elbow, because he has 3/4 arms. So then this is all body here. I didn't even film it. I took a picture. I may insert that picture. The neck hole was too small for his neck, so it barely fit in there, and then it barely turned. Then his head looked way too big for his body, and despite the fact that it looked like front-loading legs in the picture, they were side-loading. It was funny and ridiculous, and I took him right back off that body and put him back on this body. And I did redistribute the weight in him. She had him weighted pretty well. I liked it. But I made him a little looser in the chest, because his neck, you can see, look how long his neck is, and look how far above it extends above his shoulders. So I made him a little less stuffed so that he could maybe be, I don't know, until I find the right body. So actually, I am asking for your help, guys. What are your thoughts or your suggestions? I'm about to learn how to sew. I have a sewing machine, and honestly, to be really, really honest, I'm about to cut this body and sew it back together Frankenstein style. I still don't know what to do about the arms, though. I'm going to show you all in a minute. But like, I know that it won't even work, but I got desperate enough to the point where I thought about trying to put him on Niklaus's old body. And actually it could work. Except that I think these are side loading. I wonder if that would work. So this is for full limbed, but because his arms are so long, I wonder how weird it would look if I didn't have shoulder caps and his arms just kind of came right out of those joints. I might try it. Okay, let me show you what he looks like first, and then I might try it, which we'll see. Let's see. So he's extra floppy. He's very weak in the chest right now, his head's very floppy. But I found him to be, and I tried to understuff the shoulders because they were overstuffed before, but I think I went too far. The other thing about this body, you guys, is the seams, like where you feed the zip tie through the seams is wonky on the neck and some of the limbs. So it took me so long. Sweet boy. You guys, I love Ronin. I really do. And I look forward to having him on a body that's better suited for him so that I just want to cuddle him more. But like, look how long those arms are. I mean, come on. Really? And I feel like if I stuff them more to pull the arm up, he'll look like a linebacker. And it just doesn't work. But I love him, and I really look forward. And then I tried so hard to get the stuffing evenly down here, but it pinches in. I don't know, so it's just very weird. This body, one thing it has going for it is this baby has got a booty. All right. So his body's still too long. Look at that. But I think it's the body that's recommended by Bountiful Baby, because when I look at that body, it looks like this. So this was Niklaus's body. And it's full limbed. So his arms may stick out straight. But they may, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it would work. But I'm tempted to try, because what do I have to lose? I don't know, let me look at him. So if that arm came out of there, it wouldn't be able to lay down. I know it won't work. But if you guys think it'll work and you think that I'm being paranoid, tell me, because I'll totally try it. Oh, it's just going to cost 5 zip ties and some frustration of getting them in back in here if it doesn't work. Anyway, well, now I feel like I need to try it. All right, hold on. And you guys, it's like a time machine. It's like a magic time warp. Just like that, an hour is gone. So, no, that body did not work. So we're just gonna move on. So here he is for now. I did put a little bit more stuffing back into the shoulders, but not too much. His chest is not as weak. His body's still long, but the arms are a little, just feel a little better if I don't move them, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna get this sweet, sweet guy dressed, and we're just gonna love on him because he is a beautiful baby. He actually traveled with me to Florida to meet my mom and my sister, and I carried him in a little, well, I carried him in a duffel to get on the plane through security and stuff, but once I got through security, I put him in one of those baby carriers, you know, that you strap to your body, and I just wanted to protect him, and that was the best way I felt, rather than having him in a bag. But then when I did put him in the bag, he was wrapped up all nicely in this blanket. He's wearing a Cookie Monster diaper, you guys. This little guy had a Cookie Monster pacifier in his artist photos, and that definitely helped me decide to get him, because Cookie Monster is a hero around these parts. My husband is very, very much into Cookie Monster. He makes cookies, he eats cookies, 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 cookies. So this onesie looks pretty cute on him. He can actually wear a short sleeve onesie even with his arms, but we're gonna go ahead and also put the rest of this outfit on him. We're gonna make him as cuddly as possible. So this is an oatmeal colored long sleeve onesie that's gonna go over top, and it says, "I love mommy." And I'm pretty sure that I got this from Ashley over at Baby Love Heartsmith much earlier in the year. And I can tell you, I didn't even check it, but my channel and my time here in the community is well past a year. In fact, I believe it was August of 2017 that I did my first, I did a video, but I did my first like box opening, my first official. I forget, I looked it up, but I'm not sure of the date. So he looks super cute just in the onesie, and I may put the pants on him. Let's see, because the pants, and then this hat actually didn't come with his outfit. This hat came with Niklaus with his sets from Mother Care, but the color match is perfect. So these little pants, they have little feetsies of some kind of little animal. Actually, it looks like a llama. So I also wanted to talk about, I don't know, OCD / not being able to stop spending also. This are kind of two different topics. So let's get this guy dressed, and then I'm going to tell you what I was doing right before I came on here with the babies. Oh, you know what? I like the way that he's weighted now better, that what I just did. So it was not a wasted hour. Yay! Because his body's moving much better. This guy is so stinking cute. I mean, and this one, his face especially, even where I'm sitting right now, he looks very real. Don't cry, Augie. He looks very real. Yeah. So we're going to put the little hat on you, I think, just to see, because I know he looks very cute in hats. He doesn't really need them because he's got this gorgeous blonde hair, but what a sweet guy. Oh, and he looks nice and cozy. And then I haven't decided to take the tag off yet, but I know that I will. But I just got this guy the other day. Yesterday, actually. So he's been hanging out with him. Well, I think we'll take... I know there are a lot of people who collect Beanie Babies, and this Beanie Baby is in excellent condition. It's an orangutan. But I kind of, during the whole Beanie Baby phase, and my sister was just a toddler, and they were in kindergartner, and they were collecting bags and bags of them. I just felt rebellious about it, and I just automatically ripped the tags off right away. Let me let the puppy in, because he's crying. Augie, it's okay, buddy. Don't cry. He may come stick his face in the frame. So before this video, I, for some reason, thought about this cardigan sweater that Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block wore back in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it was early 90s at that point, although, you know, 89, I was definitely listening to New Kids and going to the shows and all that. These sweaters were popular at that time. They became popular. It was a white cardigan, and it had like patches. It had like satin patches and stuff, and I think it was a lined sweater. So it was knit, but I think it was lined with like satin. I'll have to find a picture of him wearing it. I have not been able to find it in my searching. All of a sudden, I like had to find this sweater, and I wanted to buy this sweater. Well, I haven't found it. I remember finding it in the store. They were like $65 back then. It was just very expensive for me. And I think somehow I ended up with one at one point, and it just didn't fit the way I thought it would. Anyhow, of course, vintage New Kids on the Block things popped up in the search. In other words, all the concert shirts that I had, that I bought for $10 or $15 back in the day when I was actually at the shows, now going for between $30 and $80, plus jackets. And then, so I'm like, oh my gosh. I go on eBay and I search. This isn't the first time this has happened. I search New Kids on the Block, you know, memorabilia or what have you. Concert shirts from when I went to the concerts, concert programs, all the different buttons, the trading cards, the pillowcases, the wall banners, the posters, the big picture memorial books of them, the albums, of course, more books, the dolls, meh, I could take or leave, jackets, different kinds of t-shirts, sleep shirts, posters, I may have said, a lot of the stuff that I had, a lot of the photos that I fawned over, okay? Now, I've read something about this. The music or the people that you crush on or idolize at that critical, pivotal point where you're like, adolescence is coming online, where your hormones are going, where your own individual way of thinking and opinions, all that's kind of happening as you're transitioning from child to adult. And during that time period, you sort of imprint, you know, and I don't know about you guys, but I would imagine I'm not the only one. I was so passionate. I was so passionate in my youth, you know what I mean? And there will never be anything like that love and that feeling. I mean, I can remember listening to Z100 because I lived in New York, and listening to the countdown and all their songs that were on the countdown, and laying there at night and listening to it, or listening to their cassette tape. I can remember laying there with my best friend. We would listen to their tape, and I remember crying, talking about if one of them had died and there was a funeral, like who would sing at the funeral, and crying. I remember tons of conversations about birthday, who we'd want to sing at the birthday, who our favorites were. Our favorites changed over the years, writing on our binders. Oh my gosh. And that, I mean, talk about manifestation. How in the world we afforded all of the things that we had. And our parents took us to several concerts, but all of the memorabilia and collectibles that we had back then when we were babysitting for money, just that we were able to pull it off. Anyway, I'm sitting there on the couch feverishly for 20 minutes, adding things to my watch list. I mean, I'm like, oh, how cool would it be if I got this NKOTB fanny pack and wore that? That would be cool, you know? But my heart, you guys, was like fluttering, and I had this like rushing feeling around my heart, looking at these pictures and remembering the feeling, the love that I felt at that time. Oh my gosh. So that feeling, that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was the fine line between fulfilling your joy and going for what you want and compulsively, addictively spending. And I can only talk from my perspective. But let's say we love you, Ronin, to this sweet guy, and I am sorry if anybody felt, nobody said anything, but I'm sorry if anybody felt like he wasn't getting the love. He's already moving so much better. Look how cute he looks. I love Ronin. I love Ronin, and I know I have spent a lot of time with the other babies. I've been waiting to find a better body for him, and hopefully that'll happen. But I'm hoping that what just took place with the way that I have adjusted his weight and his stuffing is going to really, really help. But so he's now dressed and looking gorgeous. And so I'm sorry if anybody who loves Ronin felt like he wasn't loved. but he is so loved. He is so loved. He is my guy, my little blonde sweetie pie. And you will definitely see more of him. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to do a little switch out because I want to show you what I got for Mishka. I'm going to take a couple pictures and we'll be right back for the second part of my uncharted rambling conversation. All right, we have little Mishka Fedor, my little bear here. And I wanted to bring him in real quick because I found this really great consignment shop that this girl told me about when we were out at the place for Michael's surprise birthday party. It's a consignment shop that has really nice stuff because we do live near some very nice areas. So some really nice, high quality, you know, nice brands, gently used stuff. But so there's 2 locations and they support women's shelters, family shelters for domestic abuse, and providing safe places and resources for them to get back on their feet when people are getting out of abusive situations. And I just love that there's a good mission. So anyway, they had a 2-day sale yesterday and today, and you believe I was there yesterday when they opened, for 50% off of everything. And I went because I wanted to get some work clothes. Like when I left the traditional workforce 10 years ago, I sold all my suits or donated all my suits and dress shirts, save for one. You know, didn't happen all at once, but a lot of it happened at once, and then eventually the rest of it happened. And we're going to leave this out. So I went, and there's not a huge baby section, but I went and I looked, and there's a couple cute things. I found, I don't know why I didn't get both. I guess I was trying to pretend I was tempering my spending. But there was a Nordstrom Baby Organic preemie size. I guess because also I already have a shirt just like this for him. So I bought a second one, but I paid 63 cents for it after the sale. Very, very soft. I'll probably go back and grab the second one at full price because it's $1.25. But this is what I want to talk about. That's like the hoarder in me. Like, I must get them all just in case there's never any more available. I don't know. But I did not find a white onesie, but I did find a gray onesie, a preemie size gray onesie. It's Carter's. No. Yeah, it's Carter's Precious Firsts preemie, which I paid 78 cents for. No. Yeah, 78 cents. So, and you saw the orangutan that I got. I also got this Beanie Baby worm. This one doesn't have a tag protector on it. His name is Inch. Ty is 20 minutes from my house. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I also had said, and I can't remember if I said it to you guys or if I said it to Mishka. Moving on, that we needed to get a blanket for him. So when he shipped from his artist, she had originally styled him as a girl. And when I decided to purchase him, I told the artist that I was considering him as a boy, and did she think that he would go well as a boy. And she put him in that little blue outfit that was too big on him and snapped a cell phone photo, sent it over, and she just sent both sets of clothing, and that was that. But he ended up coming with a very pink velvety blanket that just doesn't match his style. So that blanket has gone to Charlie. I have a little gray and white blanket that Ronin was just on, which is actually still under here. Niklaus has his white blanket, and then I have some like thicker play blankets, but I don't have just a sweet and snuggly wrap blanket for this guy. So I found this blanket, and I think it was $2, and then I paid $1. So the yellow is really nice for him. It can be used with any of the babies. It does match the fact that he does like duckies too, like his sister. So now he has his own blanket. So the second part of what I wanted to talk about was like this variance, or this fine line between, you know, like, I find that if you aren't hanging on to the money so tight and fearful about the money, that it tends to flow better. You attract more. If you're joyful when you're doing it, it's all positive. But in myself, I recognize that there are times where very easily I can cross that line where I just can't stop. It's not like I can, okay, I can stop because I do stop. But it's like I think of things that I'm into, and then I go on like this search for something that I need to buy. And 9 times out of 10, I don't buy it, because then like the guilt sets in and I stop. I'm way into different kinds of art dolls right now, and I have located at least 3 items that I really want to purchase. One's not happening right now. Another I could totally do right now, but those things add up. So I like in this space now where I'm examining that, it's like, does that happen to any of you? Like with the clothes for the babies, and I know this has been talked about a lot. It's like, oh, just one more, oh, just one more, oh, just one more, oh, and it's like, stop. You know, like that little nickel and diming stuff adds up. Plus, where the heck is all this stuff going to go? Also, you know, like I want to save up. I want to be in a position next year when I'm ready, if I want to make another Reborn purchase, that I can do that. Also, there are other things I want to do. I would like more tattoos. I would like to go to California and cage dive with great whites. I would like to be able to buy a really nice gift for my husband. I would like to have some savings. I would like to be able to have that there if we want to do something for the family, do something for, you know, and I feel like this compulsion, if the money's sitting there, it's just like to get the stuff that I want. And it's not frivolous stuff, right? It's like stuff that's making my heart sing. And I can tell the difference. Can anyone else tell the difference? Can you tell a difference where you're like, I love it, heart says yes, this is meant for me, and have to do it, can do it, doing it? Does that make sense to you guys? And I felt that a little bit with like the new kids stuff. It's like, okay, this is the 4th topic that I've spent a bunch of time searching eBay and Etsy and Instagram for, that I just like, why? It wasn't a planned expense. It's not a necessity. What the heck am I going to do with it? You know, it's like with this, I imagine this thing that it represents, or this feeling that it gives, and yeah. But then this little guy, I don't regret spending on him at all, nor any of my babies, actually. There's actually no doll that I have purchased that I regret purchasing, because I really appreciate having experienced all of them, even if I don't have them anymore. Yeah, so that's all. What a cutie pie he is. I've seen more of this sculpt out in the community, and it's really exciting. There's just something special about this little guy. and he's so lifelike. My husband's mom's boyfriend, I might as well say husband, they've been together for a decade, saw him the other day when they came home from their trip, and they picked up their car from our house, and I brought him out to show to her, and he was just like, that looks like a real baby. Like, you could take him on the plane and no one would know the difference. He had a little pacifier on, and the way that his hair is rooted, and just how delicate he is. Yeah. So he is, and I feel that way about him. Even looking at him right now. He's very sweet. And he's got a lot of little details that pop up and surprise you that you don't always see. So he is a precious guy, and I would totally bring another baby home from this artist. She brings life to her dolls, from what I can see, and I'm back to loving the dolls, you guys. And I was talking to Tasha about this too. Like, it's really easy in the hobby to pick the art apart. I remember talking about this in a video where I was with, when I had Keanu. It's very easy to start picking apart the art. And I appreciate and love the art, and I love talent and skill, and I really want good art, you know, if I'm going to invest good money. I really want good art. But it's the same thing as life, I think, relationships in life. Like, you can get too caught up in your mind of trying to explain why you love something, or look at it in all kinds of detail, and you can end up like ruining a good thing. I have. I don't know, maybe nobody else. But speaking for myself, you can end up ruining a good thing by overthinking it. And I feel like it's kind of a well-known thing that you could have the best painted doll in the world and just love and appreciate having that. And then you could completely surprise yourself with what some people might consider a budget baby, but, you know, in comparison to some other dolls in your collection, and the doll could completely steal your heart and just give you that real feeling, even if to the eye it's not like quote unquote perfect. And so I'm really just allowing myself to experience the imagination and just the emotional connection without so much criticism, internal criticism. Oh, we got a snap undone. Yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much. If you've stuck with me, I know that this was kind of all over the place, or maybe a little bit unplanned. And I know the lighting isn't the best, but we sure are glad that you came to visit. Let's see if we can get you a little bit of a different close-up view. You are glowing tonight, Mishka. Look at that precious guy. I think that's all that I had to say. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I look forward to hearing from you guys, hearing your comments. Please do feel free to subscribe to our channel if you aren't already, and if you enjoy chats and changings and random musings, psychology. And definitely let me know what your input is on both the topic of nostalgic purchases and compulsive shopping. Yeah. I'd love to hear from you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. We are sending out lots of love, and we will talk to you guys soon.